between the Eleva Strum Cardinals and your Immanuel Lutheran Lancers. Please stand if you are able, remove your hats as the Immanuel Pep Band, under the direction of Joel Gilrud, leads us in the national anthem. building in the Strum High School in WA is sponsored by student athletes, coaches, and spectators and industry events. Please support the players, coaches, and officials in positive manner. Comments of sexist, racial, or ethnic nature that could manage to tolerate or grounds for discrimination. Please be aware of the possibility of all appearing intimidations during the competition. Thank you and enjoy the match. Now for our starting lineups, first for Eleva Strum. Junior number 2, Avery Steinberg. Junior number 5, Leo Montevideo. Junior number 7, Eddie Brown. Junior number 8, Miles Johnson. Junior number 9, Dale Sweetwater. Senior number 12, Elijah Cooley. And the libero, senior number 16, Gabby Frank. The Cardinals are coached by Katie Scout. And now for your Immanuel Lutheran Lancers. Senior number 2, Grace LeDuc. Junior number 3, Gwen Thurbo. Senior number 4, Leah Thompson. Junior number 5, Emma Scarlett. Senior number 12, Gabby Radical. And senior number 13, Angie Caney. Lancers are coached by Joe Well, assisted by Megan Johnson.
Hello and welcome to today's matchup between the Immanuel Lutheran Lancers and the Eleva Strum Cardinals. Lancers are on the serve with Luke. This one set up quickly. That one just out of play. Nope. Yep, in. A missed call by the line judge, called out then in. Eventually confirmed it in. As that one hits the sideline, sending that one was Kulig as the Cardinals take a 1-0 lead to start. Back to serve for the Cardinals will now be Bartholomew, with number 10, Iverson, entering in. High off the hands of Radical. Luke sends him back up into play for Radical. Dug up in the back. Running over against someone quickly far side and misses the touch. Right idea to try to tip it over the block, but ends up coming up empty as the Lancers tie it back up at 1. And now Thompson back to serve with a chance to give him a lead. High to the back, and they send one back up into play, and it'll just be bumped over. Chance for Lancers to get set. Thompson across for Radical. She'll get her first kill of the night. They're up and down in the corner and putting the Lancers up by 1. Receive time in the back, and a set one quickly center to the corner, and off the ceiling, redirected in between the hands of Thompson and Starland. The Cardinals tie this one up at 2, with Bauer entering in for Reindahl. And heading back to serve will be Stephenson. High off the hands of Luke. Thompson back across for Radical on the run. That one out of play down the sideline. As the Cardinals go up by 1, 3-2. To the the back, received off the hands of Luke. Thompson will send one back across for Radical on the run. Blocked at the net. Tip back high from Koenig. Back in for Radical again. That one blocked out of play, and we're tied at 3. Bartles in for Koenig and Quaid in for Gurgle. And it'll be Bartles who will head back to serve. Sent back towards center. Going to bump one up quickly for the far side. Down the net line. Dropping down in front of Radical. That was Bauer with some perfect placement. And the Cardinals now with a 1-point lead, 4-3. Back to serve is Kulig. Receive center from Radical. Set quickly for Radical. Trying to hang in the air and touch it over. Comes up just a tad short. As the Cardinals now go up by 2, 5-3. Along the top of that, Luke sends one high. Thompson going to set one quickly for Quaid. Good touchdown that line. Tip back high into play. And can he get over on a couple of times? Thompson set quickly for Radical. She'll finish one off the hands of Bauer. Leinsters bring it right back within 1, 5-4. Radical now back to serve with a chance to tie. Line drive towards the net. Going to set one up quickly on the run. Going to tap one over. Thompson, one hand back in the air, but way out of play as the Cardinals go back up by 1, 6-4. 2-9. Spangberg and Zwiefelhofer will enter in. And it'll be Spangberg back to serve. Lunging save from Starling, gonna make it back over, tip towards the sideline. Long way to go for the libero, tipping up, punch in the air on a kick by Bartles. Bartles back in the air, but can't get it over. Almost perfect from Bartles as she slid in on a kick. Got it back in the air, went back to her, but wasn't back up in position to get it over. As the Cardinals go up now by 3, 7-4. Set across for Leduc on the run. Blocked at the net. Back to the hands of Leduc into the floor. Cardinals with some strong net play to start off in this first set as they double up the Lancers, 8-4. Receive tie from Radical. Thompson will bump one across for Quaid center. Tipped along the net. That'll roll along the net and onto the Cardinal side. Puts the Lancers back within 3, 8-5. And now Starlin back to serve. Good spot, diving save, line drive into the leg of Brown. An ace for Starlin, and they're back within 2. This one received cleanly by Franck, gonna set one back. Trying to get around, just going to end up floating it over to the hands of Quaid. Starling on the run, going to set one up for Leduc. That one going to get over. Diving save back in here from Franck. Chip back high on the run. Blocked to the net by Thompson. Lancers get it back within 1, 8-7. Starling back once again now with a chance to tie. Backpedaling to get it. Going to send one high from Franck. On the run, going to tap one over. Tip tie from Radical. Quaid all the way across for Leduc. To the back line, lines are back into the net. Trying to save it off the net, can't do it. Leduc gets the kill, and we're tied at 8. Starling on a nice little run. She's tied it up now with chains to give him a lead. High center, close to the net. Sends one across far side. Tipped at the net. That'll drop down on the back line anyway. As the Cardinals maintain a 1-point lead, 9-8. Reindahl in for Bauer, and it'll be Reindahl back to serve. High off the hands of Radical, going to get back to the Cardinals side. Set up quickly, center, tipped at the net, tip dive from Starling. Bartles not going to make it there. And the Cardinals right back up by 2 off a kill from Brown. Radical slides over to get it. Going to set one up for Thompson coming up center to the back line. Just out of play. As the Cardinals go up by 3, 11-8. Dug up from Radical in the back. Starlin sets it up center for Thompson again. That one heads out of play as well. And the Cardinal lead is right back up to 4, 12-8. Reindahl running a 4-0 run now after the Lancers' big response. This one receives center from Radical again. Going to set one back for Quaid. She'll set one to the back, receive cleanly. Back across, far side, it's the fadeaway. It's going to tap it over. Quaid right there to get it. Lancers a chance to get set. Up for Thompson. Off the net, diving, save back in the air. All the way across, far side, he can. Blocked at the net, tip back high. Another time, into the net. And the Lancers right back within 3, 12-9. And now Gurgle in for Quaid, with Gurgle heading back to serve. Lunging save, center going to bump one back. Have to tap it over. Thompson right there to get it. Starlin is going to set one back for LeDuc. Dug up off the ceiling. Oh, it'll drop down. Bringing the Lancers back within 2, 12-10. Once again, trying to bring the Lancers ever closer. Backpedaling and get it back in the air. Back across, far side to the back line. Radical on the run. Off the ceiling! And that one going to drop down as the Lancers were racing towards the net. Ended up redirecting right down to the floor as Kulig enters in. And it'll be Franck back to serve. Dug up from LeDuc. Starlin going to bump one back for Thompson. Sent right back towards the net. Miscommunication from Thompson and LeDuc. And a timeout by the Lancers. 14-10. The Lancers down 4 here in the first set. Back from the timeout. Lancers down by 4, 14-10. Cardinals had a 4-point lead earlier this set. Lancers came back and another strong response. As a sliding save from Radical off the net. Tipped back high. Tipped over from Starlin. Sets one back row. He's going to have to bump it to the back. That one going to head out of play. And miscalled by the line judge. Appealed to the ref up front. Ended up being called out. It was out. As LeDuc will head back to serve. Sent across for Cooley, going to roll it over. Dug up from Radical. Set back up for Radical. Punches it to the back. Diving save. Tip back high. And can't get it across the net. Bad angle. Good effort. Just can't get it far enough. As the Lancers get it back within 2. Now 14-12. Dug on the back, and instead of the cross and run for Kulig. Dug up by Radical. Back for Thompson. Bad angle, gonna get it over. Bump back across. Kulig gonna set one to the back. Lunging save from LeDuc. That one drops down right onto the back line. As Kulig goes at it again after an amazing save from Radical. Gets another set and doesn't waste it. Bringing the Cardinals back up by 3, 15-12. And now Bartholomew back to serve. Receive tie from Starlin. LeDuc back up in the air. Radical, decent way to go. Going to get one over anyway. Back across, far side on the wrong, going to left into the back. That one heads out of play. As the Lancers bring it back within 2, 15-13. And now Thompson back to serve. Received high from Frank. Back across the run for Kulig off the net. Diving save from Leduc. Thompson back across for Radical. Good touch, diving save. Miscommunication, and it's a 1-point game. And now Thompson back with a chance to tie it up at 15. Down the line, just out of play. And the Cardinals maintain a 2-point lead, 16-14, with Bauer entering in for Reindahl. And heading back to serve will be Stephenson. Dug up from Leduc. Thompson gonna set one across for Radical, has to readjust along the net, tip back high, gets over, tough angle, gonna get it over. Receive from Radical. Back set for Starland, tipped at the net, lunging save, line drive to the floor. Bauer jumped early, couldn't readjust, and it's right back to a 1-point game. Quaid in for Gurgle, and it'll be Bartles back to serve. Lancers another chance to tie it up here. To the back line, retreating, right to the floor. An ace for Bartles, and we're tied at 16. Frank retreated, tried to just get it up in the air, ended up going to the floor as Bartles now fresh off her first ace with a chance to take a lead, ends up sending it into the net. As the Cardinals go right back up by 1, 17-16. Number 7 Brown entering back in with Kulig back to serve. Diving save from Luke, Radical back up in the air for Quaid to the back line, received caught by Kulig. Back across far side, bad angle, trying to tip it back over and does. Thompson back up far side for Quaid on the run. Right to Kulig again. Gonna go back near side. To the back line, tip tie from Bartles. Thompson back up for Starland. Fades away to get it back to the side line. Sent back across on the run, tip tie. Close to the net, gonna tap it over, dropping it down. As Radical goes down hurt. A nice moment of silence as Radical rolled her ankle out the net. As the Cardinals go up by 2 now, 18-16. Diving save from Radical, dropping down. And now a timeout by the Lancers, so they go down by 3, 19-16. Lancers down by 3 with Kulig still serving, looking for the 20s. Sliding save from Radical. Thompson back up for Quaid. Blocked at the net, bumped back high, and that one out of play. As the Lancers get it back within 2, 19-17. And now Radical back to serve. Lancers have it close, would like it closer as we near the final few points of the set. Line drive to the back, gonna send one back high. And it's gonna have to set it over. Leduc right there to get it. Back up for Leduc. Luke up and out of play! Big kill from Leduc off the hands of Bartholomew. Putting the Lancers back within 1. And now Radical back with a chance to tie. Gonna loft one short, lunging save, gonna get it back in the air. Set back on the run. To the corner, tip tie from Thompson. Off the ceiling, Starlin readjusts, back up for Leduc again. She'll knock down another! Back to back from Leduc! And we're tied at 19! Timeout from the Cardinals here in the first set. Back from the timeout. Leduc back-to-back kills. The time up now at 19 with Radical back still serving. Chance to hit the 20s, up by 1. Into the net. Going to go back to the Cardinals as they maintain a 1-point lead, 20-19. Spangberg and Zwiefelhofer will enter in with Spangberg back to serve. Dugout from Pardo's going to go back to the Cardinals side. Tip back across, far side on the run, into the net. We're tied back up at 20. And now Starlin back to serve, trying to give the Lancers a lead. Down the line, heads out of play. Giving it right back to the Cardinals, up by 1. Reindahl enters in for Bauer, and it's Reindahl back to serve. Receive tie from Leduc. Back up for Thompson, trying to punch it over, send right back, it drops down in front of all 6 Lancers. 22-20, the Cardinals up by 2. And drop it down on the line. A big ace for the Cardinals. They're up 23-20. Receive tie from Radical. Back up for Leduc. Blocked at the net. Sit back high from Leduc. Back up for her again. Lines right back across. Sent back up for her. On a standstill into the net. Lancers bring it back within 2, 23-21. Gergel in for Quaid, and it'll be Gergel back to serve. Cardinals have led most of this set, have a 2-point lead here. Lancers need to go on a run here. Lunging save. Set back far side, fading away. Tip back high from Gergel, miscommunication, Starling going to get one back. Thompson on a standstill over the net. Dug up in the back. Sent across, far side, off the net, tip back high, back close to the net, and tapped over. Radical back high, back up for Thompson, tip to the net, that one's up, and out of play! Lancers back within 1, 23-22. Gergel back now with a big serve, a chance to tie. Receive tie center, sets one back. To the line, tipped up by Starlin off the ceiling. Luke gonna readjust, gonna get it back over. Frank gonna bump one up on the back. Tough angle, gonna get one over. Thompson right there. Lancers chance to get set. Back across for Bartles. To the back line, tipped to the floor! Off the hands of Frank! And we're tied at 23! And the Cardinals call their final timeout. Huge serve coming. Tied at 23 here in the first set. Big serve here. Lancers looking to take a lead late and serve for that match point, or set point. Gergel back to do it. She's brought him back even. Diving, saving it back in the air. Step back far side in a standstill. Radical retreats to get it. Starlin back high for Bartles. Sit back close to the net. Gonna bump one all the way across. To the back line. Dropping it down! Under the hands of a diving Radical. Cardinals right back up by 1 with a chance to end it here. Frank back to do it. Cardinals have had a solid lead this whole set. Lancers brought it back even now. A chance to end it for the Cardinals. Received high from Gergel. Starlin sets it up for Bartles. On a standstill. Running save. Bumps one back up. And it'll just be bumped over. Lancers chance to get set. Starlin up. Four Cardinals on the run, set off the net, sent back to the Cardinals side. Bump back on a standstill, blocked at the net, bump back on a dive, set over, and Kurgel's there. Back up from Starland, Thompson to the back line, out of play! The Cardinals take set one! And now some talk. Did the line judge say touch? He's gonna say touch. And it's laser point! Cardinals thought it was over. Called a touch at the net by the line judge. And we will continue. Koenig gonna enter in, and the Lancers senior triangle in. Luke back to serve. Thompson, Radical, and Koenig all up front. To the back line. Lunging save, gonna send one back high. Fades away to get it touched overtime. We save from Starland. Back across from Thompson for Radical. To the back line. Dropping it down! The Lancers back up by one! 25-24! Can they finish it off? Luke still serving. Lancers just 1 point away. Sent high from Franck. Running Sigma set one back. Into the net. Was it touch? It wasn't. The Lancers win the first set. 26-24 off a huge senior triangle comeback. Luke getting it done. Lancers take the first set by 2. And we are back for the second set. Lancers winning the first one in a thriller. 26-24 of a controversial call at the net. As the Cardinals will start off the serving here in this second one. Dropping it down on the line for an ace to start. That's Franck, who gives them a 1-0 lead. Dug up from Gurgle. Starline going to set one back up for Thompson. Good touch. Sent right back off the hands of Koenig. Two-0 lead for the Cardinals. Line drive from Gurgle. That one will drop down. Another ace as they start out strong with a 3-0 lead. High off the hands of Leduc. Set across for Koenig on the run. Tipped at the net. Bumped back. And gonna be bumped over. Gurgle right there to get it. Starland up for Koenig again. Blocked at the net, but out of play. Lancers get it back within 2, 3-1. And now Leduc back to serve. Dug up on the back, gonna send one across. Cooley gonna tap one up off the net. Lunging save from Radical. Back up for Radical. That one will just be out of play. And now overruled. And the line judge called it out. The ref up top called it in. He's closer and he's got a higher view. Leduc now with a chance to tie. Dug up on the back and a set one across, close to the net. Punch back over, tipped to the net, tipped back high by Thompson. Back up for Radical again. Lofts one up and it'll drop down. Radical ties it up now at 3. Line drive back to net, going to be bumped back high for Kulig. One-handed from Radical, bump back up for Radical. High off the ceiling, into the net. Another kill from Radical. And the Lancers on a 4-0 run, up by 1. Received high in the back, running save, going to bump one high. Close to the net, going to punch one down the net line. Sliding save from Radical, back in the air from Leduc. That one finds its way over. Set up quickly center. Out of play. Untouched. And the Lancers now up by 2, 5-3. Dug up center, gonna bump one back off the net for Kulig. Tip tie from Radical. That one heads out of play. And the Cardinals get it back within 1, 5-4. And it'll be Bartholomew now back to serve. High from Radical. Gurgle bumps one up for Radical. Off the nets, and that'll drop down in between a couple of Lancers. Cardinals tie this one back up at 5. As they'll now head back with a chance to serve for the lead. Lets that one go, drop it down on the back line. As an ace for the Cardinals brings them up by 1. High from Radical off the ceiling, finds its way over, and that'll be Cardinal points. As they go up by 2 now, 7-5. Diving save from Radical, gonna get back over, sent right back and out of play by Kulig. Timeout by the Lancers as a big response from the Cardinals has them up by 3. Back from the timeout, 8-5, a strong run for the Cardinals after the Lancers brought it back even as they are continuing to serve strong with Bartholomew at the head. To the back line, tipped high from Starland. Leduc back up for Radical on a standstill. Sent back up close to the net. Koenig sends it right back and sent back high. Back up far side, has to touch one over, tipped back high by Koenig. Lunging save from Radical. Thompson. Received cleanly in the back. Back up center for Kulig, blocked at the net by Koenig! Gives the serve back to the Lancers as they are within 2-8-6 with now Thompson back to serve. Receive time in the back, and a set one quickly center for Kulig again. Blocked again by Koenig! Back to back, and it's a 1-point game. And now Thompson a chance to tie. Line drive towards net, and a 7-0 quickly for Kulig. Bumped over, Thompson sends one right back. Quick set for Kulig again, into the net. Couple of blocks from Koenig, and now into the net as Kulig struggling a little bit here in the second set. Koenig didn't play a lot in that first set. She's coming in the second set and made her presence known. Thompson still serving. Diving save as Thompson brings the Lancers up by 1. And a timeout by the Cardinals. Back from the timeout. Lancers up by 1, 9-8. With Thompson still serving. Down the line, running save. Gonna bump one back from Franck. And bumped over. Received by Leduc. Thompson all the way across for Radical. She'll knock one down. Right off the hands of Iverson. Bringing the Lancers up by 2, 10-8. Right down the line once again, higher to the ceiling, won't touch. Franck will send one across on the run, and he'll just bump it over. Lancers chance to get set. Again for Radical. She'll knock down another, but out of play. Cardinals bring it back within 1, 10-9. High off the hands of Radical. Back up for Koenig. She'll tap it over. Good spot from Koenig. Running, saving it back in the air. Back across, far side. She's going to touch it over. Thompson sends one high. Back up for Koenig again. Into the net. And we're tied at 10. Stephenson now with a chance to give him a lead. To the corner. Off the Luke. Tip high from Starlin. Thompson, hard angle. Going to get it over. Back up quickly, center. Drops off the hands of Kurgel. 1-point Cardinal lead, 11-10. Offense, Luke, no chance for Radical. As an ace for the Cardinals brings them up by 2. Offense, Radical. Thompson sends one across for Radical. Good punch off to the back. Diving save back in the air. Sent back up off the ceiling, and then it'll drop down. Bartles now in for Koenig with Quaid in for Gurgle. And it'll be Bartles back to serve with a chance to tie. Close to the net, sipped over. Radical's there. Thompson back up for Radical. Oh, and it'll drop down in the corner. Radical's kill, bringing them back even, with now Bartles a chance to give him a lead. Set quickly, finds his way back over. Radical sends it back down the net line. Sent back up into play, and going to be bumped over. Starlin right there. Thompson all the way across for Radical. Good touch, dropping it down. Straight center court, putting the Lancers up by 1. And you say you're going to set one back. Going to tap one over. Quaid right there to get it. Thompson across the Radical again. Blocked out of play. Lancers up by 2, 14-12. Retreating to get it. Going to set one across on the run. Tipped at the net. Bartles takes a swing at it. Gets a piece, but not enough. As the Cardinals get it back within 1, 14-13. And Kool-Aid heads back to serve. Dug up from Bartles. Thompson back up for Quaid on the run. Good touch. Tipped out of play. Beautiful spot from Quaid. Change of direction in a hurry. And bringing the Lancers right back up by 2. And now Radical back to serve for the Lancers. And dropping it down for an ace. Brown retreating to try to get a better angle. And ends up going awry off her hands to the floor. Bringing the Lancers back up by 3 now. Behind the back, going to set one up on the run. Evading people to try to get over. Going to set one to the back line. Thompson there. Back up for Quaid, fading away. Tipped to the net, sent back high. Back across to the run, going to bump it over. Radical to get it. Back up for Leduc. Touches it back, tipped in the air. And a lift on the Lancers. Spangberg and Zwiefelhofer will enter in, and it'll be Spangberg back to serve. Lancers have brought this one back and are holding on to a 2-point lead currently. Cardinals trying to go on another run. Received high from Radical. Thompson all the way across for Leduc. Diving save, back in the air across far side. Bartles right there once again. Thompson sets one up for Leduc. Blocked out of play! And the Lancers back up by 3. And now Starlin back to serve. Receive close to that, going to set one back. Tough angle, can't get it over. Rolling along the net, not a play. Lancers up by 4 now, 18-14. Line drive to the net, and it's redirected over. Thompson right there to get it. Starlin all the way across for Leduc. Lunging save close to the net, back off the net, tipped high, and gonna get it over. Quaid back across Leduc again. Back close to the net, redirected back over, and out of play on the sideline. And Lancers gonna get a towel to clean up a wet spot. Tried to do it last point, was too far along as the serve was already called to go over. Now they'll do it here as they have a 5-point lead, 19-14. And it'll be Starlin now, looking into 20s, currently with a 5-point lead. Running, saving it back high, close to the Lancers side, ends up getting to the Lancers side, but out of play as the Lancers hit the 20s up by 6. A strong 4-0 run from Starlin as the Lancers try to take control of this second set. Into the net, it'll go right back to the Cardinals as they bring it within 5, with number 5, Reindahl, back to serve. High from Radical. Back set for Quaid on the run. Tipped at the net. Going to be able to get under it. Set quickly center to the back line. Radical there. Back across for Leduc on the run. Good touch. Set all the way far. Blocked at the net by Quaid. Going to fake one over. Starling there to get it. Quaid trying to go up to meet her. And Brown got there first. Sent it down, and they're back within 4. Dug up from Radical. Starlin sends one back for Thompson. Tipped at the net, diving save. Back up far side. And that one heads out of play, untouched by the Lancers. Radical pulled back at the last seconds. The Lancers back up by 5, 21-16. Gurgle back in for Quaid, and it'll be Gurgle back to serve. Lunging save, miscommunication, gets it back up, tough angle, gonna get it over. Leduc sends one high for Thompson. To the back line, out of play, untouched. And the Cardinals back within 4. Frank back to serve, lunging save from Leduc. Starling going to bump them back high for Bartles. Dug up on the back line. Up center for Kool-Aid, going to fade away to let someone else take it. Diving save from Radical, tip back high for Bartles. Set to the back line, diving one-handed save, going to get it back in the air. Close to the net, going to punch it over. Dropping it down to the line. Perfect spot for Zwiefelhofer. And it'll be Frank now back, continuing to serve within 3. High from Leduc. Starling going to fake one over. Frank cut her well, going to be set up for Kool-Aid again. That one going to drop down on the line. This time she takes it and finishes it strong. Lancers might be thinking about a timeout here fairly soon. Had a 6-point lead just moments ago. Cardinals on a nice little run. Have brought it now within 2. Received high from Radical. Back up for Thompson. Tipped to the net twice and out of play. 22-19. Lancers up by 3 as Koenig enters in. And it'll be Leduc back to serve. The Lancers senior triangle got them their first set win of the night. Looking to do it here just 3 points away. Sliding save. Sends it back into play is Frank. And touched over by Kool-Aid. Chance for the Lancers here. Across for Radical. She'll knock one down. Another kill for Radical. Lancers up 4 and a timeout by the Cardinals. Back from the timeout, 23-19, a Lancer senior triangle trying to finish it off once again. Currently just 2 points away. Running save, that one, out of play! An ace for Leduc, and the Lancers just 1 point away. 24-19, a 5-point lead. Gonna send one center once again. Back across on the run, tossed off the net, lunging save from Radical. Back up for Radical. Good spot to the back, diving save, getting it back high. Far side, dropping it down. Cardinals keep themselves alive. (24-20), a 4-point lead for the Lancers. Heading back to service, Bartholomew. Gonna need just one more. Received high from Radical. Back up for Radical. She'll finish it off. Up and out of play. Off the hands of Thrunk. And the Lancers take the second set, 25-20. And they will have a chance to end it in 3 minutes when we start off the third set. And we are back for the third and what could be final set. Lance taking the first one, 26-24. The second, 25-20. As Luke on a run, going to get it back in the air. Sent back up for Radical on a standstill. Diving save back in the air. Sends one back close to that. Koenig sends one back down. Sent out. No one's the line. What a spot. One-handed dropping it down perfectly as the Cardinals go up 1-0. And now Bartholomew back to serve. High from Radical. Good spot from Thompson. Sends one back close to the net now. Blocked by Koenig. And that'll be 4 hits. They're going to say untouched by Koenig. As the Lancers tied up now at 1. Sent high in the back, going to go all the way across for Kulig. Leduc back in the air. Starlin back across. Leduc going to have to get it over and will. This one going to go all the way across. Diving attempt by Leduc. Can't get it back in the air. As the Cardinals go back up by 1 off a kill from Zwiefelhofer. Bauer entering back in. And it'll be Stephenson back to serve. Off the nets, just not enough. Bounced up right along the net line, but not quite enough to get it over as it rolls back down to the Cardinals side as Bartles and Quaid enter in for Koenig and Gergel. And it'll be Bartles back to serve. Bartles trying to give him a lead. Off into the net. As the Cardinals go up by 1 now, 3-2. And now Kulig back to serve. High from Bartles. Thompson back up for Quaid. Blocked at the net. Tipped high from Starlin. That'll make it over. Set back across. To the back line, out of play. And the Lancers side up at 3. And now Radical back to serve for the Lancers. Gonna let it go. That one heads out of play. Good awareness from Bartholomew. She was right about that free throw line. Let it go and goes out by about an inch. And now Spangberg enters in and will serve. High from Starlin. Radical sends it across for LeDuc. To the corner, dropping it down. What a spot from LeDuc as the Lancers tie it at 4. Lug him on the back. Gonna send one across. Stepping up to get it. Diving save from Radical. Back up center for Thompson. Blocks to the floor. As Thompson just sent that one off the arm of a jumping Brown, which gives the Lancers a 1-point lead. Sent high from front. Backs it on the run. Blocked at the net. Radical, Quaid can't get underneath it. And we're back tied at 5. Rindall back to serve. Good spot on the line. Diving Radical sends it out of play. As an ace for the Cardinals brings them up by 1. Diving safe from Radical, going to get back. Trying to send it back. It's a pin against the net. And up's going to set it over. Radical on the run. Set back for LeDuc. Sliding save. Sent back up close to the net. And tapped over by Zwiefelhofer. Perfect spot. Under the hands of a diving Radical. Puts the Cardinals up by 2 with Rindall still serving. High from Bartles. Quaid to the net, trying to send it back. Tipped high from Thompson as it was sent back. Radical to the corner, one in and save back in the air. Back up for Zwiefelhofer. Lunging save from Radical. Back across for LeDuc. Blocked at the net, diving save. Can't get it back in the air. As LeDuc knocks down another. Puts the Lancers within 1. Gergel in for Quaid. Gergel with a chance to tie it up now. Sliding save. That one not coming back. An ace for Gergel. And we're tied at 7. Gergel tied it up with an ace. Now trying to give him a lead. Into the net. As the Cardinals go back up by 1, 8-7. Franck back to serve. High from LeDuc. Starlin back for Thompson. Gonna drop one down off the hands of Zwiefelhofer. Koenig back in for Bartles. And it'll be LeDuc back to serve. Receive tie in the back and a set one up close to the net. That one ends up going out of play as the Lancers tie it back up. Sorry, take a 1-point lead now, 9-8. the back line, retreating to the line drive to the net. Sent back high for Cooling. Out of play. Untouched. And the Lancers go up by 2. Lunging save, going to set one back on the run for Cooling again. That one will drop down under the hands of a diving Gurgle. 10-11, Iverson and Bartholomew will enter, and it'll be Bartholomew back to serve. And miscommunication on the back. Couple Lancers ducked out of the way. Ended up dropping it down onto the back line as they tie it up now at 10. Lost from short, diving save from Radical. Koenig back up for Radicals on the floor. Gurgle takes advantage and comes up to bump it over. Back up center for Cooling. Off the face of Radical. Luke gonna bump it back over. Back across, far side. Blocked the nets, but out of play. (11-10), a 1-point lead. High from Radical. Back up for Radical. Gonna punch one to the back. Punch right back. And sent up far side. Touch on that chip high from Starlin. Luke back across Radical on the run. Can't get up in time. Not much you could do about it. Long way to go. And just a rough spot. As the Cardinals go up by 2 now. 12-10. High from Starlin. Across for Radical. Good touch. Blocks that tip back high from Koenig. Thompson back up for Radical again. Full swing and it'll drop down. Off the hands of Frunk. Off the leg of Iverson to the floor. And it's a 1-point game. Thompson back with a chance to tie. Received high by Frunk. Gonna set one across far side on the run. Into the net from Iverson. Ties the game up now at 12. Good spot from Thompson. That one heads out of play. An ace for Thompson brings them up by 1. Gonna go right back out of this one. Receive cleaning. Gonna set one across the run for Cooley. Gonna have to set one to the back. Gurgle right there to get it. Thompson up quickly for Radical. Down the net line, rolling along, and send one back high and a dive. Long way to go. Gonna get it over. Running save from Radical. Back high for Leduc. Koenig's gonna bump it over. Chance somebody gets set for Cooling. Out of play from Leduc. Good job letting it go. And the Lancers now up by 2. Lancers on a 4-0 run. Have flipped the script down 2 to up 2. Sliding save from Frank. Gonna set one across. On the run. Sliding save from Gurgle. Thompson off the net for Radical. Into the net. And a lead cut down to 1. Bauer in for Reindahl. And now Stephenson back to serve. Into the net. Gonna go back to the Lancers up by 2. Bartles and Quaid in for Koenig and Gurgle. And it'll be Bartles back to serve. Lancers trying to pull away here and a little over the midway point of the set. Diving save. That'll be an ace for Bartles. Bringing the Lancers up by 3 and a timeout by the Cardinals. Lancers a 3-point lead here in the third set. Back for the timeout. Lancers up by 3, 16-13. With Bartle still serving. Retreating is Bartholomew. Going to send it across to the run for Bauer to the back line. Out of play. Untouched by the Lancers as they go up by 4. Received high in the back from Franck. Set across on the run for Bauer. That one down the net line to the floor as the Lancer lead goes up now to 5. Line drive from Bartholomew, sent back high for Kulig, tip to the net. That'll drop down in front of Thompson as the Cardinals get it back within 4, 18-14. Brown will let her in, and it'll be Kulig back to serve. High from Leduc. Thompson up for Quaid. Sliding save in the back. Going to set one back. Back row for Kulig. Leduc runs up to get it. Back set for Starland. Tip of the net. Diving save. Can't get it back in the air. Off the hands of Stephenson. Going to go right back to the Lancers up by 5, 19-14. And now Radical back to serve as Kulig exits. Looking for the 20s here. To the back. Punched out of the ceiling. Won't touch. Sent back across. And he'll just bump it over. Big chance for the Lancers. Thompson across for Leduc. To the back line. Out of play. And the Cardinals bring it back within 4. Spangberg and Zwiefelhofer will enter, with Spangberg heading back to serve. Down the line, received tie from Starlin. Thompson back up for Radical from back row. That'll drop down on the back line. Radical out of nowhere, putting the Lancers back up by 5. And now number 5, Starlin back to serve with a 5-point lead, just 5 points away from taking the third set. Set back on the run. High from Radical off the ceiling. Bartles readjusts. Long way to go. Radical can't get it back up as the Cardinals bring it back within 4. And heading back to serve will be Reindahl. Dug up from Radical. Starlin sets one back for Thompson. Chipped out of play off the hands of Spangberg. Thompson's skill bringing the Lancers right back up by 5. As Gurgle enters in, and he'll head back to serve. Received tie center. Sets one back on the run for Zwiefelhofer. High off the hands of Radical. Gurgle readjusts, and Starlin will bump it over. Back across for Zwiefelhofer. Radical there once again. Back up for Bartles. Blocked at the net. That'll drop down under the hands of Spangberg. Lancers back up by 6, 22-16. And the Cardinals call their final timeout. Back to the timeout, 22-16, as the Lancers lead by 6, just 3 points away as that one heads long, and he'll give it back to the Cardinals now within 5. Franck now back to serve. To the corner, received high by Leduc. Starland will send one across for Bartles, and she'll bump it to the back. That one heads out of play as well. Bringing the Cardinals back within 4, 22-18. High from Leduc. Stoller runs over, no bump one high for Bartles. Bartles wasn't in position as she ran over to help. And a timeout by the Lancers, currently up by 3, 22-19. Back from the timeout, 22-19, Lancers with a 3-point lead, currently just 3 points away from taking the third set. Sliding save, quick, Starland sends one back, Thompson, good touch, sent back high. Bumped across, close to the net, gonna tip it over to Zviffelhofer. Radical on the run, bump back high for Bartles. Good spot to the back, that one going and on! Big kill from Bartles to put the Lancers back up by 4 as she will exit, and it'll be Koenig who will enter. And now Leduc back to serve for the Lancers, 23-19 with a 4-point lead. Dug up in the back, set up quickly for Kulig, blocked at the net, tip back, and off the ceiling and out of play. Lancers a 5-point lead. And the senior triangle with a chance to do it again. Good spot from Leduc, diving, saving it back over. Koenig gonna send one back, tip back high, received by Thompson. Back across for Thompson. She'll send one to the back, tip back high. Sends it all the way across for Zviffelhofer. Tip to the net, running save from Leduc now. Thompson gonna send one back up for Radical on the run, close to the net, trying to punch it over. She's in the net. And it's not gonna be called. And now it will. Lancers end it in 3 sets on a dramatic one, 26-24. Take the second, 25-20, and finish it off in the third, 25-19. With an in-the-net call called on the Cardinals in the last set to finish it off. Lancers have their final tournament of the year on Saturday at Altoona. Then they'll come back here for senior night on Tuesday, before heading to CFC to finish off the year on Thursday. Lancers are perfect 8-0 in conference now, 15-12 on the year. We will see you on Saturday for the tournament, then Tuesday for senior night, as the Lancers look to finish up their season with a perfect conference record, with the state tournament looming ever closer.